great introduction. For those of you that don't know, I actually did grow up here in Lee County. I actually went to Place Elementary School and then Norfolk Myers High School and Coastal Middle School. So basically a product of the Lee County school system. So right now when we decide on who we're going to get behind for the school board to represent us, right? And what we've watched happen, and this isn't just in Lee County, this is across the whole nation, where it's really, and I think that I spoke of this at the school board in Lee County, where I said that it's all ass backwards. That the system somehow got twisted around where the superintendent would basically tell these weak school board members the way it was going to be, and then that's what they did, and it was against the will of the public. But obviously, the will of the public, we elect the right person in there, and then they tell the superintendent what to do. So we got As I've been on a lot of different conversations here, I was on with the gentleman of the Christian Coalition over in Miami yesterday, and they put out their basically their who to vote for list, and he was explaining to me his strategy on how they pick candidates, and a lot of that is they come and they fill out a paper and values and different things like that. Well, that's pretty easy to do, right? If I'm going over there and I'm running, I pretty much know what they want to hear at the Christian Coalition, and it's a totally different thing to walk the walk and be able to stand firm when the pressure comes out. And so that's why, more than anything, the people that we're getting behind, and I've decided pretty well in the school boards all the way through who are behind. Some of them I haven't publicly endorsed. Denise, of course, I have. Not only have I made my personal maximum contribution, but also we have a PAC. We have Citizens Awake Now as our PAC, and we're going to be
all right.
Now more than ever, it's time that we, I feel guilty because I, like a lot of people, were kind of asleep at the wheel, for the last 10 years before this, where we should have been involved. Why this was all going on. This has been going on for a long time. And there's some people that have been going and fighting the fight for a long time before. A lot of us that really realized how insane that this was. Kelly Lichter is an example down in Jacqueline Perez here. So we need people to, and some might say that she's a disruptor, right? And that's
That's
what we need. And we need more than anything. We need that strength and firmness, and that's why I'm so happy to be endorsing Denise Rice. One other thing, it is good to be from seat to table. I got pulled over by the state trooper on the way here. and at first he was being a little bit of an asshole, and then I gave him my, he says, "Are you out?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I don't know how long I keep getting away with that.
I'm not going to use the microphone. I was a teacher. That means I can walk into any room and just take right over. It's also because I want to kind of just peer down at the speech that I wrote. But I'm sorry. I walked in the room and I didn't see anybody applaud. And then Alfie came in and so excuse me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Of my moxie. So I think at this point, most of you know my credentials. How many people in here have heard the spiel that I've been spieling all over the place lately? Okay. Teacher, special ed administrator, ran school districts. I humbly say I could have applied to be superintendent. and I do mean that. I have the credentials. I don't want to be superintendent because I want to affect change. And the only way that you can do that is to be on the school board itself, where you are in control of policy, district policy, and where through a vote and a motion that carries, you can direct the superintendent to do certain things. So that's what it's really all about. It's about affecting change. You know, when you hit the age of 61, you don't think much about your childhood and what you went through to become the person that you are. But I want you to know some personal things about me so that you feel like you can get to know me better as a person and what motivates me. I came from a family that did not have much money. And it was actually a family that was very hard to grow up in, and I'll kind of leave that part of it at that. And so I left home right after I graduated high school. I was 17 years old. And it took me 3 years to get to college, but I did. I got myself to college. It took me 5 years to get through college. I waitressed my way through college. I went to school 5 days a week, and I would get up every Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m. and I would study, and I did that for 5 years, and I got my bachelor's. That's going I don't know why. God gave me survival skills, and I put them to good use. I went on later to achieve my master's in education, and then in order to be an administrator where I came from, you have to get 30 credits above your master's in educational leadership, and I went on to do that, and I climbed the ladder in the field of education. I've been in Southwest Florida now for almost 7 years, and I have to say that in those 7 years, I have made this area my home. To that end, I have volunteered for organizations that represent K-12 education and school choice. I attend Bible study here. I've participated in rallies in support of President Trump. I door knocked for the congressman of my choice. Doesn't have to be your choice, but he was my choice. And by the way, my grandparents did live in Englewood, as did my father, until they passed away. So it wasn't like my first visit to Florida. I can tell you that I am as dedicated to Southwest Florida and Lee County as I am to this entire country. And to that end, I'm happy to say that I am an ancestor of William Brewster. Anybody know who he is? He came over on the Mayflower Compact. And he came over on the Mayflower, and he was an author of the Mayflower Compact, and a town in Massachusetts is named after him. Oh, very cool. So as far as I'm concerned, my blood is on this country. My ancestors were colonists. They moved from the colonies. They headed west over to the Ohio Valley region, where at that point they were giving land grants. And they settled there in West Virginia because people didn't pass the Ohio Valley at that point. And then after that, when the railroad was built, they went up north and they worked on the railroad and they settled in Ohio and Pennsylvania. So I've been in the United States for a very long time. Now, whether it's because of my family heritage or just something that's inherent in myself, I have a very deep sense of patriotism. I'm a Christian. I am a conservative, and I'm a constitutionalist who has been a lifelong Republican. Okay? My family is made up of many people that have served. My brother is a naval officer. My other brother was in the Navy. My sister was an Army sergeant who actually worked in the Pentagon and was in the Pentagon when the plane hit during 9/11 and had to get out. My uncle was a fighter pilot in World War II, and his daughter, my cousin, was a nurse in the Air Force. So, I've never served, but this is my time to serve, right? Amen. This is my country, and this is how I can serve. So the first thing that I want to do is thank anybody in here that has served, or just in general, appreciate everybody that has served, but now this is my service. This is what I can do with my experience. So originally I was going to wait until 2024 and run against the District 3 candidate who really pretty much is not fit to be on the board.
Amen.
But then I said to myself, this nation is in crisis.
Yeah.
And we don't have 2 years.
No.
We need people that can hit the ground running, that have the kind of experience, that know how to play the politics once they get onto the Board of Education, and not somebody that is going to take them 2 years with a learning curve to be able to do things that need to be done. And that was when I made my decision to run. Our country is corrupt on so many levels, and it's going to require a lot of work on the part of everybody, like you and like me, to take our country back.
Yeah.
And I am doing this for my kids, my grandkids, your grandkids, and all of our posterity.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we have it. When I look around this room, I see people that believe in me and believe that I can make a difference. And you are all very, very important to me. And I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for you. And so I want to thank each and every one of you. And I don't think that I can possibly thank you enough, because if you knew that what goes on in my head during the course of the day, I'm thanking you all the time. I just am. As you know, school districts are very political organizations, and to be an effective board member, one is going to have to know how to navigate at a high level. School boards are tough. They don't get the media coverage that other elections do. If you're running for Congress, if you're running for state legislator, you get a lot of media coverage. This is going to be about getting my name out there. I need you to talk to everybody and anybody, and I need my name to be on your lips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And to that end, I will take volunteers that want to do meet and greets, fundraisers, put yard signs on their yards. Give out my business cards, tell people at churches. Let's see, what else can I come up with at the moment?
Share on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Share the posts. Share the posts. Actually, Alfie was at Farmer Joe's, and this is a sidebar. He was giving out orange juice, very good orange juice, by the way. I got over 4,000 views on that post. I think it was because I put it out, or could it have been because it was Alfie Oaks that was trying to serve? I'm not really sure which it is, but in any case, it got 4,000 views. So I want you to know that in the 2020 election, 220,000 people voted for the at-large position. So just so you have an idea of how many people are going to end up voting. And I think that more people will actually end up voting in this election, because people are much more awake now.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're much more interested. But that just means that my name is going to have to get out there that much more. So let me sum all of this up by saying, I want you to know that you're in my heart all the time, that I appreciate all the time that everybody has taken to get to know me, supported me. I couldn't do this without you. You've had faith in me. But there is one person that I need to thank publicly, and that's my husband, Craig.
Yay!
Who has now earned the title Saint Craig. And the Bible's going to be rewritten. Okay? Because I could never do what I'm doing without him.
Amen.
Okay, I couldn't. I am out of the house 12 hours a day. That means everything else falls on his shoulders. Everything. Not only that, he's taking care of me. He's tracking when I'm eating. And he's like, I think you need something to eat now. And he's making me something to eat. Or he's taking my calendar and he's saying, you know you need to leave in a half an hour. Get off the telephone. So I could not do it without him. He is my rock. I am eternally grateful to you, and I love you.
So are we.
And now I want to introduce a very special person to me, somebody that I could not be doing taking all of this action without. Somebody who has also the credentials to be in this race as much as I do. And we have been working together for a very, very long time. And she is running in Cape Coral, District 1, and other things, she'll tell you that. My friend, Christy DiVigelli.